Hello and welcome. What are you doing here? You know you got some holes to dig. Get back to work. Today we're gonna take a look at holes.
Dig it up, dig it. Dig it up, dig it up, dig it. Dig it up, yeah.
Holes was released in 2003 and it is based on a book by Lewis Carr. I did remember reading this book. I assume I had to read it in school because I don't know why it would have interested me besides the point. But I did read the book and I've seen this film before and it's been a long time in between those. This is another film the Disney Channel highly marketed. I remember it everywhere and it was always talked about. They always used to play it and they even had their own music video.
A-R-M-P-I to the T. What is that? You smelling dog? That's me. I don't take showers and I don't brush my teeth. That's all I do is dig holes, eat, and sleep.
There is no lake, there is no shade, there is no place to hide, so just sit and wait to fry.
Dig it up to go, dig those holes. Dig it up,
But I'm glad to say that even going into it again, and the beginning thinking that it probably was stupid and wasn't as good as I remembered it, I was wrong. And it's still a very fantastic film and I'm excited to talk about it. We have Shia LaBeouf in, I assume is his first actual movie role outside television because even the credits they say they're introducing Shia, and he did even Stevens before, so I'm just going to assume that this was his first major movie role. We also have Sigourney Weaver in here as well as Jon Voight, Tim Blake Nelson, and Henry Winkler is Stanley's father, and Kilo Thomas is Zero. And those are our present day characters. Then we also have the legendary, fantastically fabulous Eartha Kitt, who we've talked about before with Emperor's New Groove, and Patricia Arquette, who is Kissing Kate. It's a very big cast of very big stars at this point, and the first couple of minutes of me watching it, it's a Western, so I didn't think I would enjoy it as much as I did. I remembered the present day timeline that Stanley was wrongly accused of stealing shoes that ended up being a celebrity shoes that were up for donation for charity. And he ends up getting sent to Camp Green Lake to have a sentence of 18 months. His whole entire family knows he's innocent. They just know that they have a family curse.
There's no curse on this family.
There is on the men in this family.
It's all because of your no good, dirty, rotten, pig stealing great-great-grandfather.
They just believe that they're always in the wrong place at the right time and everything happens and it's fate and it's destiny. And they can't change it. They are the most passive people ever and it really annoyed me in the beginning. Your whole family knows that you're innocent. You know that you're innocent and you just are totally fine with going to this jail delinquent camp for 18 months with no emotion. You're like, okay, this is my life now. That's it. This is fine.
This is fine. I'm okay with the events that are unfolding currently.
I can understand for a couple months in the summer be okay, but the fact that it's 18 months, it's a year and a half. You're gonna miss school, you're gonna miss all your friends. Don't you have friends? Like, this is stuff I was thinking about that I never thought about back when I first watched it, but now this is on my mind and it really does break the suspension of disbelief. But the overall picture is worth it. As I kept watching it, I really enjoyed the story again and I kind of just pushed those thoughts away. The first half of the buildup isn't the greatest. It's a boys' camp with a bunch of teenage dudes that are gross and they just dig holes for no reason, or so they think. And once we start delving into the backstory around these holes and we learn about Mary Lou and Sam, how they had an unforbidden love affair because they were interracial with each other, and she ended up switching over and turning into this legendary historical figure of Kissing Kate.
Morning, Sheriff. You still want that kiss?
That shoots her victims before she kills them. Things start coming together. It's a really cool destiny of circumstances and things start moving along and it's really, really smart. Everything does work out in the end without really spoiling anything, and I was still very impressed with it. It has a lot of suspense, it has a lot of history in here, even though it's all fictional story. It's a really cool fantasy film. It's very unlikable to happen in reality, but it still could happen, and I really like that. The actor's really good, the story was really well done, and I do remember there was some changes in the book, even though it's been a long time since I read the book. I did read the book and watch the movie around the same time, so even then it kind of stuck in my head. And I'm not even a Western person, so I thought it would be much more Western because it did take place in Texas, and there is a lot of the Wild West elements to it, but it's in a different direction than normal Western films, and it's a really, really great serious drama. So I still do recommend checking it out, even if it's been a while since you've seen it, or if you haven't seen it at all, because it really does stand up to the test of time in a sense. It's 15 years old at this point, but it's still as enjoyable today as it did when it came out. Tomorrow we're gonna jump back into Studio Ghibli one more time and talk about the most recent of his films with The Wind Rises, so you can stay tuned. And as always, I hope you have a magical day, and I will see you real soon.